This isn't a week where there's a whole lot of news about the Buffalo Bills, but it strikes me with all the coaches that got hired. I go back to Brian Daboll, and I wonder, is he up to the task of bringing the Bills up to the point where all these other teams that are hiring young offensive-minded coaches think they ought to be?
That's an interesting point, because we talked about it internally at my station, and we were talking about, I wonder when Daboll will get his name out there. You know, he needs a really good year from Josh Allen and on it. And you look at his years of experience and his resume, and you see the guys who are getting hired ahead of him. Because I guess he doesn't fit that criteria of really young, really cool, and he has more of a beard like closer to yours than the
really cool beard.
Than the scruff beard.
Awesome
It seems to be what works for guys. Yeah, he absolutely has the resume to do it. Helping a quarterback move along will be another thing. I'm going to be very curious to see how some of these guys work out. Because to this point, Sean McVay's been really good, but he has a playoff win in 2 years, and let's see what he does this weekend. It's not like he has a series of championships when you look at the other coaches. So, everybody has gone down that train, but I think Daboll has the ability to do that, but maybe because he's 5 years too old, 10 years too old, whatever the number is, he's not getting the opportunity.
And he was a little handicapped this past year to really show what he's capable of because the team couldn't do anything.
No, I agree with you. I mean, when it comes to the coaching, you know how critical I've been of the coaching. The one thing I did enjoy was how the offense looked when it looked like Daboll was able to get his hands and do what he wanted. When they were playing with a lead, when they were playing early in the game and it looks like the plays were scripted, things were really interesting. New England sticks out in my head, even though it wasn't as successful, the things they were trying to do knowing they had to do it to win. It's an interesting catch-22. Because you want Josh Allen to take steps forward and this offense to look great and the team to have consistency. But the better the team looks, the more likely it is that this guy that got Josh Allen to this point is going to be gone. And then you have a third-year quarterback having to learn a new system under a new guy. So I don't really know what I'm supposed to hope for this season.
You hope for Allen to be better, but this is where we talk about a defensive head coach hiring an offensive guy. To Pat's point, when he has success, you're going to lose that guy. And that's what ends up happening. But believe me, they'll take a great year out of Josh Allen and then deal with it from that point on if that's what it takes to lose Daboll.
Carl, when you take a look at the Final Four, how far off do you see the Bills from becoming one of those teams?
Miles, thousands of miles, a long way. Think about the offensive side of the ball. We're talking about Brian Daboll. They arguably need 4 new offensive linemen this year, and the one who's staying probably needs to be repositioned. So it's a complete rebuild on the offensive line. They need a tight end. They need a wide receiver. They need a running back. And we haven't even talked about the defense. There is so much work to be done on the offensive side of the ball. And I think it's cautionary with all the money they have under the cap. Find me the team that went into free agency, spent a ton of money, and changed their fortunes. Some teams have had a little bit of a short-term gain, but free agency in the NFL is more of a plug system. You got a hole, you can plug it through free agency. You don't rebuild through free agency.